Welcome back to Rising Star 2. It's episode 22. In the near future, I think it's time to trim our list of songs down a little bit. There are a handful of songs that have pretty low quality and aren't doing anything. So they're not things we need to be hanging on to. These four in particular at the bottom of the list, I think, will be dropped pretty soon. The thing about it is we've got a turn of the month coming. Right now, there's no songs with negative attitudes, but there's only 4 songs with positive attitudes, and we don't know what the turn of the month is going to do in terms of attitudes. So I'm going to wait at least 1 week to make some sort of decisions. We have a tiny bit of buzz, we have a tiny bit of popularity in a few songs, but it's so little. We have yet to develop anything that resembles a hit, though Tight seems to be the only thing that's kind of leaning that direction. It has at least some quality, but even with a 66, we're still nowhere near the upper end. We're at the 2/3 mark. We're still nowhere near the upper end of songs that we will develop quality-wise, and then with right attitudes, we'll actually go somewhere and do something. So eventually we might have a hit, and it doesn't have to be a 100 quality for that. It makes a difference, but it doesn't make all the difference. We could have a hit regardless. So far, that has not happened for us. But we do have just 2 songs on the lower side. Play skill. 1 more day of Invoke will get it playable. 1 day of practice for that, maybe 1 day of practicing all. It means we've got 2 days. We could theoretically go write new songs. We had checked previously and hadn't really had what we needed at the time. There might be a couple ideas to develop. I don't think there's much. I think we had kind of cleaned this list up too recently. First ideas that even pop up are some 6s and a 15 on peace. That should definitely help. And we do have some higher ends. We have some 10s. Here's a Shame from Desmond, ready to go up. Only makes the single jump to a 15 though, while both of Enrico's jumped from 6 to 15. And then an Enrico 10 becomes a 20. Never fails with that guy. We do have some higher end ready to merge though, so I'm going to wait that couple days. We'll do practice Invoke for today. And just like that, it's ready to go. A 92 overall, maxed out. And after a day of repairs, we're down to like the 1 point to 3 points maximum on stuff that's all being used in one form or another. So we are going to need to make another trip to the music shops over in Portland. No jobs to do in Portland. I was hoping we might be able to get something going with that, but cemetery has already been mowed, so we're not going to get 350, but we can get 250. We can mow one of the regular lawns, and I'm sure at some point in the next couple of weeks we'll find a reason to be back over here. We can end up busking here instead. And so we've arrived at Abby's, our sell place. We want to use anything not being utilized. And it looks like we are going to be able to get some cheap buy items today. After 2 stores, we still only picked up a few more items. There are 2 more in town that I've got marked as places to buy. I think while I'm here at this one, I'm going to look to see if there's any upgradable equipment that we have out there, like a stage presence bonus. A writing bonus. There's a writing bonus for 2,000. Really? There's a writing bonus of 2 for 272. We'll take that one instead for now. Playing bonus of 1. That's pretty sad, but it's an increase from nothing. Here's a nice processor with playing and stage presence quite a bit higher, but it's that 2,000 that I don't want to get into just yet. There's a cheap stage presence bonus. Better than nothing. Just realized the effects processors translate across everybody's list. It's the same set of effects processors. Ooh, our other 15 that we just leveled up is ready to increase to a 20. It's ready to increase. I don't think I have the points. Yeah, it takes 40. But I can do another 15 from Desmond. That's also ready to level up. 320s ready to go, 420s ready to go in the good positives. I'm gonna wait to write new music until next month. Wait until we have what next month's attitudes are going to be before we go and spend all those points. Two 10s in melody ready to level up to a 15. That's definitely going to be helpful for one of those higher tier songs. Everything that can be merged is between a 10 and a 35. Everything 1 to 6 is fully maxed out. We only have 3 rhythm pieces in there, so it's going to be hard to get too many new songs of higher quality. But we do definitely have some riffs and twice as many melodies, but it's still a bit short. Rhythm is definitely the one lagging behind on that part. We need, well, let's take care of our 220s. Get a 25 there. That's another high quality. That really boosts a song when you have lyrics at a 25 and, you know, everything else is like a 10. Only a single piece left to merge until we are complete. Of course, then we have our weekend battles coming up here very shortly, and if we win one or both of those, obviously that's going to generate some new ideas. Even if we don't win them, it's going to generate some new ideas for us. So the one merge that's left to happen is not going to take long to be joined by others. And we could almost certainly write a song right here, right now, with what we have. It would come down to one of these 2 pieces. There's a shame that can go with it. We can get in this, but that locks out any of these guys. So if we go with that one, we're sitting on a 45. Already 36 on the difficulty, so maybe we go to the 15 and look for a 6 instead. A 6 would only give us a 56 though? Really? That's all we can muster out of that one. And that's why it's not time to write songs just yet. Alright, if we go this other direction, we can get a socialism on a 25. I'm 2 days away from the end of the month. I really should just wait. I feel like I'm wasting a day or something if I don't write a song, if I don't practice something. But realistically, I think with ideas and a turn of the month, things could change. We could be writing a socialism song and suddenly next month socialism doesn't work. That becomes a real waste. It is a 65-48. It's a decent song, but we could write it in a couple of days. So we write a level 1 instead, and it's a battle day. Let me go ahead and get rid of the couple that I've written over the last couple of days. Into Portland. We already busked this morning, so we're gonna head right on in for the show. Definitely have a few items by this point that are ready to be turned around and sold, but it's not like we need the cash at this moment. Those we're already doing just fine in that. We really didn't spend much cash to buy what we did buy. Alright, so 4,800 goes to the winner, 6 songs, venue capacity is 600. I do have a playlist that is ready to go, and we may end up using it. We've got a pretty healthy advantage on the popularity part. Exchange, since the Shake as a 3.0, they're the only ones who could really give us a run for our money. Last time things went wrong, and it ended up being enough to cost us. We did lose the second battle of 10 in a row, right? So we're 1 for 2 so far. We've got 4 good songs in the playlist, and that is not a negative. Tight is okay. Nothing wrong with that, even though it came in at the end of the list. We do have our new one in vogue. which is better than Screw the Man, but Screw the Man has a popular idea for the time being, so we'll play that one instead. Which means I think we are built on paper to do as well as we can. Okay, all 600 are here. And we are not taking the full 30 out of everybody. But a decent amount of audience energy drain. So everything went well. We got all 6 songs played at the right time and the right manner. Overall interest was only a 64 though. It's not great. So it's not impossible to lose this one, but we should have it. Yeah, we're not far on the performance score behind. And we did enough to overcome exchange since the shake on the popularity bonus that we have. We only beat him by 40 points. It wasn't by a lot. But now that we're going to have an extra half a point on popularity, we're at, what is it, a 4 right now? We're going to be another almost 50 points. It's going to be really hard for anyone to overcome us now. A problem could have made that 40-point difference. I mean, we were 41 points behind on the performance score as it was. We were last this time on the performance score. But the popularity contest did its thing, sold 64 shirts, and we just sold out $768. Great profit from that. $4,800 for the prize money for winning. That's 2 out of 3, and I think we should be able to go on and win 9 out of 10 at this rate. 28 copies of our single, but we need more shirts. A lot more shirts. Drown the Detail didn't do great. Screw the Man was our best, so Screw the Man, quite popular.
It's the weird part of the night. You're with Shady O'Grady on Stranded Radio. I'm doing my part to keep things weird.
We've stayed at Marcy's so often now, I think the imprint on the bed is probably matching that of a couple of our band members, or a few of our band members. I mean, where's everybody going to sleep? How many end up sleeping on the floor on some sort of inflatable mattress? Think anybody goes to sleep in the tub? Maybe. Those last 2 10s are done. We got a 20 there. Drop them back down. Was there any new 6s? Yes, there are. Maggie, GG, both. That jumps. So rhythm just got a nice little boost. Anything in the melody? Alright, we are going to head down to Eugene for the battle today, but before we do that, I don't know how this is going to go because we've gone to the same print shop every time. Let's see if we can buy some shirts. It looks like we do have, yeah, our band t-shirt. We'll pick up 250 this time. That really didn't use much cash at all, actually. So we've arrived in Eugene and no jobs available. There's 2 parks. We'll go to the cemetery and use that one for an extra $100. Probably gonna stop doing this here real soon, especially with this influx of cash that we are suddenly getting, especially if we do go on and win the next 7. That is a lot of extra money, probably 30K or more. Despite Drown the Detail being of a good attitude, they didn't seem to like the song in our last battle, so we're going to go ahead and at least make one change to our playlist, bringing in Oregon Rodeo. We'll open with it as we did there. This should be comfortable, even if there's a mistake. We should win now. 4,200 for the winner tonight. Oregon Rodeo didn't do very well. I think it only got 7% on the interest level. I think it might have been lower than the one we had before, but no problems today. Yeah, we got 63%. Meaning I think that was about 2% less than what we had in the last gig. So trying that new song didn't make much of a difference. We were last once again, up 50 points behind everybody else. Wow. Poke before letter. Nearly had us. Nearly had us. We only got a 295 on that fan score despite the extra half point of popularity. I shouldn't be messing around with a good thing because our good thing's not so good. like barely squeezing that victory out. 4,200. Sold 44 shirts. 10 copies of our single, so an extra almost 600 bucks. 4 of our songs did gain a little bit of popularity. Yeah, they didn't really care for Oregon Rodeo. Everything else got a 5 or a 4. Screw the bands. There are no motels in Eugene, hotels only. But at least it doesn't cost us the 200 bucks it would cost us to just stay somewhere on the road. Nicer place. We've made some money. We have a little bit of money to spend. I think it's time we do what stars do and generate a few new song ideas. Spend an extra 1,000. That was a lot for one item. Alright, an extra 600. We spent almost 2,000 for a few new song ideas. I think that's enough damage for one night. That burns through cash pretty quickly. But we got finally somewhere fancy to stay. Alright, well, we've entered a new month, and things did change a little bit, at least in Oregon. Pieces up, wars down, but travel, hometown pride have entered the scene. So we already had history and shame. I think we had the opposites, the futurism, and pride is opposites, but hometown pride and travel, I believe, are new on the scene. And one of our song members has been writing lyrics in the travel category. I think it was Maggie. Yeah, travel is down, so we're probably gonna have to move on from that one. Mackenzie also likes travel, so those are the two that we are going to need a change. I would put them on hometown pride, but it's the opposite. You can't flip directly to the opposite. You gotta flip to something else. So pick it up like history or shame would probably be good. As we know, their band members are into history and shame. I'll put one of them in history, one of them in shame, and that gets us out of the red for everybody. And that maintains good compatibility between the band members. Now, looking at our 15 pluses, we have 4 melodies and 4 rhythms out of 15. I bet you we can probably get one of those with a good lyric in between. But the question then becomes, what do we have for riff? Can we get a 10 to go with it? So if we open it up to the 10s, there's a lot of riffs that are a 10. There's got to be one of them that would stick. So let's see if we can grab 2 15s. That's me. Well, let's get Mackenzie for the other one then. There's a 20 in shame from Desmond, and there is a 10 from Mackenzie. We can get. That is a difficult song though. A 60-60. That's pushing it, isn't it? That is pushing it. What if we swap that out? Can't get any higher than a 20. It would lower the difficulty just a little. If we push up to a 25, we can get to a 65 and lower the difficulty to a 54, which definitely sounds a lot better. But it's not just about quality, is it? Let's do our 60-60. It's about shame, and the name coming up is Flaky. I think that's perfect. We're going to go high energy on this one. Again, we're trying to eliminate that bottom set of quality songs. They're all high energy ones that we're looking to replace on that part. Couple hour drive home. We're able to make that in the morning, and Bus can have a normal day. It's a Sunday. I'm gonna quickly make my way through. We have not leveled up yet, which is crazy, but I'm gonna quickly make my way through the next 5 days. We've written at least one new song. I might look to make it a second new song, and then we might eliminate the bottom 4. 181, nice, that was better. I'm gonna go wild. I'm gonna do 2 days of practice for one song and skip forward a day. I brought it up to a 70 already. So Screw the Man is a new one. It's only been played a few times, but it's already started to generate some popularity and buzz compared to the others. It's also got the right attitude right now. That's really helping it out. So I'm going to go ahead and get our second recording done in Screw the Man today. We got 15,000. We might as well spend it on something useful, right? 2 recording studios. You know what? I used that one on the left last time, I think. Lenny Studio. We get better than a 40 this time around. Whoa, 216 an hour. We can get quality a lot higher. That's for sure. Can't quite get it maxed out, but I can also see that things progress really slow after initially progressing really fast. Somewhere around this mark that it gets progressively slower. So for $2,800, which is less than one of these shows, we can take a 56 song quality and get a 74% recording. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And that's a big XP boost for doing that. We need to get that ready to go out as a single as well. So Screw the Man, we'll make singles for that one. We've gone through nearly half of what we have for Tight as well. So I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple hundred more for that one. Gives us 300. And then we're going to go ahead and buy 300 of the new one as well. So we have a good supply. I will get that knocked down the price to match the other one. $6 for the single. Costs us $2 per. Still a little bit of profit out of it. That gives us merch to sell for the next while. But I and Desmond have both leveled up. Recording songs has been good for us. That's been a good use of time. And we still have 11K. It's not like we used up that much. Production. We definitely want to bring that up. 2 points into production this time. And writing music gets the other 2 this time. Our stage presence is enough. Our playing also kind of just fine. We've been making more progress on equipment in that department lately, but it's enough. It's not taking us long to get new songs playable, and we can just about play all of the songs near at 100%, which is enough. It's good enough. So Desmond, point for stage presence. Writing lyrics is good, but we'll put 1 into that. That is his department. Him, we can bring up the play skill and a little more for stage presence to help the overall quality of the band out a bit. But it's the writing music that's lagging behind. It's 3/4 of a song anyway, and we have 2 guys with bonuses in writing lyrics. So you put 1 point in, you get 2 points out, and so our lyrics are way ahead. But the writing music, put 1 point in, you get 1 point out. But it's 3/4 of the song, so we really need a boost there. We need to start focusing on that more. So like next time when Mackenzie levels up here, we'll be putting double into writing music. Mackenzie in particular, I really need to focus a bit on writing music as a skill, because everybody else still has something going on, something that they need to do. The XP that we just gained from songwriting, or from song recording, was such that it really tells me I need to record a few more songs and prepare for the eventuality of actually putting out some sort of CD, some sort of 10 song or so. We have 2 recordings that can go on it for now, but we definitely need more. Problem being, so we don't have the songs that are any sort of hit, that have any sort of quality. But that XP makes me think that after this week, if we win both battles, I think I need to record at least 1 per week at this point. One more day, we'll get Flaky ready for performance. I'm not going to add in other songs to it. I want to make sure we get it all the way up, but with 60 difficulty, it's going to be awfully low. Tomorrow, we will practice everything. We need it. A lot of songs have dropped off a little bit, probably because play skill actually went up. Oh yeah, I only got to a 77. And just at the start of the day, I made the realization that the number of pieces that were left were all things that we were using. Some of them were new ones that we bought that just happened to be better. That's been the kind of the beauty of this process, is picking up all these kind of random additional instruments for cheap and then having them repaired and usable right off the bat. And we're getting so successful with repairs across the board that it's not taking long. That we had this really long list this morning, and suddenly it's down to 5 items that are all just a few points away from being maxed out, except for I guess one effects processor that I haven't done any repairs on. But Maggie's up to a 72, Enrico has reached a 50, so 50-50 chance each time. Desmond 83, Mackenzie 92, and DG also has reached that 50 point. So they're there. They are comfortable now. Enrico and DG are gonna do more positive than negative, and everybody else is, approaching near perfect. I have noticed it does slow down though. It's not just every time you level up you gain a repair point, but you still gain. I haven't put anything into it. I think I put 1 or 2 points into Mackenzie in the first couple of levels to give her, I don't know, she started with maybe a 7 and I made it a 9. Maybe it was a 5 and I made it a 7, something like that. That was our start point. She's gotten up to 92, totally on her own from that stage on. And now that finances are starting to head a whole nother direction and not necessarily be a big concern, I definitely will not be busking every day. But for now, there's XP involved. There is XP involved, so the finances matter a lot less. And the XP, level to level, has gotten much, much higher. And the 200 XP, it's not nothing, but compared to the XP we're gaining from shows and things like that, there's a massive difference. There's a massive gap between what we're gaining there in this phase that we've entered versus what we were getting before. And so this is no longer the bulk of how I gain the XP towards a level. Now it's like a little blip on the radar and that's it. It's very, very minor. At this point I won't be busking every day. I think I might busk 2 or 3 days a week when I feel like it, and skipping ahead days. Weeks are going to go by a little bit quicker, especially right now. We still have 6 more battles coming. There's definitely 2 more coming here in just a moment. Nothing mergeable, but our list of 10 plus pieces has definitely grown quite a bit. There's also nothing mergeable in 6s, but Maggie had a lot of ideas about travel, and that's just not working this day. I don't think I have any songs that are actually using it though, because lyrics is not her specialty. And getting to those 6s is about as good as she's been able to do. She might have 1 or 2. Yeah, no mergeable pieces, but we're a day away from having back-to-back battle days, and new pieces will be on the way. So it took me bulk of a week, but we certainly got through it. We're not going to construct today though. It's the day before shows, and there are a select all scenario, but we do have one that we wrote we need to salvage. Ooh, is it time? We're at 23. It'll drop me to 19, but you know what? Let's do it. Salvage. There could be good pieces in here. Katrina's Bright Powers, we definitely played many times, but it was a popular. Empathy was good for a while, and that was why we played it. But it gained 0 popularity, even though we played it probably 10 times at various gigs. So it's getting scrapped too. Our ticket is Dakota, got played a couple of times. Better lyric idea, but very weak on the others. These were very much our early day songs, our first wave of songs that we wrote. I mean, there's a 1. All right, well that drops me back down to 19 now, and we're now in a minimum of 30 plus in terms of quality. I think we're also a minimum of 30 plus in difficulty. We are, and we just have the 1 pretty hard song in Flaky that we just wrote. But we're going to practice all 19 to either keep them topped up or try to get them back to. There's a lot that have dropped by a point, or our play skill is such There we go. And that leaves just one that's not maxed out. Elliot's Poison out of 97. Max is out at 98, so it's 1 point off of that. That's everything completely repaired, so we're at 100% for all. That's definitely a buy and sell kind of day, but it's also a day for a gig, and driving over to Portland, even though it's right there, will take time and could impact whether we get to our show or not, so I don't think I'm going to risk that. But I will stop at Devon's Printing. Let's buy some more shirts. 200. We were at 300, were we not? Or maybe it was 250. Either way, we'll buy another 200 for now and get us up to over 400. Before long, we need to start hiring some crew, but I don't think we're quite at that stage yet. Yeah, we've got to go north to Olympia today. Going over to Portland first does not help us. In trying to do that, I will not risk missing the show, even though I don't think it would. Well, can't help myself. We'll take the free 350 bucks. There's absolutely music stores here, and we could get on with that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's focus on the shows. Only 400 at the venue. All three bands we're up against today have that 3.0, meaning they've got pretty good popularity. New song Flaky is on the high attitudes. We're probably going to try to put it in somewhere. Oregon Rodeo didn't do very well, so it might just take that spot. But 4,300 for the winner. 6 songs, 400 small capacity. Anything negative? No, there are no negatives out there. Flaky's a little bit of a risk because of the difficulty of the song, because our play skill is not that great. Crowd likes us. There's only 400, so it doesn't surprise me that we pushed towards maxing out the entrance level. 87% today, which means we can't be that far off. See, they seem to be able to go over 100. Popularity gets us over the line. Realistically, we should now have enough of a cushion that we should be winning all of these. So there's another 4,300. Flaky, the only one to have a popularity boost today was Flaky, the new one. Do we have a hit on our hands with that? We sold 124 shirts, 1,400, almost 1,500 bucks from that, and with 2 singles to sell, that's almost an additional 400 bucks. Nice stream of extra income coming our way, plus that other half heart of popularity. And Flaky went really well. 5 out of 6 songs went really well. Elliot's Poison was the only one that didn't go great, and it gained 10%. Flaky gained 20%. Tight gained 14%. That was our biggest hit previously. Screw the Man has kind of been our biggest hit of late. That's why we just recorded it. 16% for Screw the Man. We are going to be recording Flaky next week. Plenty of new song ideas, 3 from each band member. We have Alex Motel around the corner. We'll go stay the night there. A little more expensive motel, but still cheap compared to everything else. Before long, I'm just going to sleep on the road. Also started to reach kind of a higher end when it comes to difficulty being a little more of a problem. So I'm going to try to narrow our window towards 15. If we're above 15, I'm going to bring it down. If it's below 15, I'll try to bring it. Tile like this one, I think I might go for the lower because I have a lot of... Ooh, all the way down in Salem today. Yowzer. Ooh, there's a help wanted. Yay, we haven't had one in so long. I don't check it every down anymore, but I've rarely seen anything. Oh, Cemetery Landscaping? That was it? It's right here. Well, I guess that's going to turn this 350 job into a 650 job and 200 XP, so that worked out great. Alright, 99%. Let's spend the 47, get it repaired. I need to get the fan painted here soon. Same set list for today. For one thing, it's a larger venue, 700. They're not going to receive things as well, but we know that Flaky is doing well, so it's going to give us a good head start. Drown the Detail has the popular attitude, has the quality of 51, and yet it still hasn't been performing well. While Iliad's Poison has higher quality and has the attitude, and at least is getting a little bit better reception. Right now it's the other weaker link. I think they're fine for 9-12 songs. Not necessarily great by themselves. Definitely not hits. Flaky nearly took the 30%. It's hard to get the 30% on a day like this with an audience of 700, but we still managed to get the interest level all the way up to 70 and did enough. Things worked out on the first part. We're behind on that performance score to everybody else, but not drastically. And with the extra popularity that we now have, I don't think we can be beat. A mistake won't stop us, right? A mistake would knock our 70 down to a 50, 40. We could lose 20 or 30 points, but we are now winning by more than 50 plus. So we will cruise through the last 4 of these for sure. Larger venue, Flaky, 0.03. That is our first, I think, legit hit that's gonna take off. We wrote 54 shirts, 20 and 10 copies, and Screw the Man and Flaky, the only 5 smileys. But it's a 17 versus a 12, where it's 10, 10, 11, 10 on the others. Not quite as many ideas and still no level up. I'm going to go ahead and drive home and spend the 200 to get home to Vancouver. I'm ready to wrap this episode up, but before I forget, we're going to go recording. Oh, it's a Sunday. Will they? Diego Wells has earned $355 in the past month by taking 26 of the band's pay. Royalties booked through him. That was enough to pay him already. He did not do much of what we had booked. Okay, landscaping. Let's see if I can still record after this. This may have impacted my day. And it's a Sunday. They may not be open. I know there's no shows on Sunday. Haven't really tried to do anything on a Sunday in the game. We went to this studio last time. Got a much better quality than what we could get out of the other one, even though it was more expensive. Okay, with the higher quality of this one, it seems to start getting expensive pretty quickly. Definitely quicker than the other one. We can only max it out at 77, but we can spend a whole lot less. We'll take 71, 3,800. And that was our day, and that got Mackenzie to level up. Sweet. And it's a triple XP kind of day, which we'll be picking up with the next time. But as for Mackenzie, we don't need to pay for repair, business, production for her stage presence. Yes, 1, because why not boost the band? But we're not going to put any points into playing today. She needs to be our big writing music stud, and she was a ways behind in that. We only have a +3 on that. We definitely need to find some more writing music bonuses. We might go hunting on that. We're up to 19,000 on band cash after our successes here. Definitely looking better on that part. Right, folks, we are 3/5 of the way through our battles. We have 4 to go. All 4 should be a win, but we've got a triple XP day, so we've got an opportunity to go get some extra XP, make some money. We'll pick up with that the next time. We also just recorded our 3rd song, our 3rd recording, and we do seem to have our first hit emerging. Popularity is up to 6 locally at 9.8. We didn't make a single out of it. I think I'm going to save that for our first album. But a quick look at the statistics. In total, we've written 79 songs, and we've now made 86K. We've got 19 right now, so a good chunk of the 86K we've made has come in the last couple of weeks. Selling our singles has amounted for 1,000. Selling shirts, almost 5K. That's a good little chunk of the money that we've brought in. Definitely more substantial than the busking, though I think the busking has easily added up to more than 5,000 over time because we've done it so much. But it's quickly becoming an irrelevant task for us. 15 total battles that we've participated in, 24 non-battles, 38,000 from gigs, and a lot of that's come from these recent battles where we've won 4 out of 5 so far. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.